Ladies and gentlemen, let us speak today not of dreams, but of destiny, not of what might be, but of what must be. For too long we have been taught to wait for the right time, the perfect plan, or the permission of others. But I tell you now, waiting is the silent assassin of greatness. The masses wait, the few act, the uncertain pause, the successful move. There is a truth that separates those who merely wish from those who will. The successful act as if it is already done. Before the bridge was built, the builder saw it complete in his mind. Before the battle was won, the general knew victory in his heart. Success is never an accident. It is first conceived, then believed, and finally, relentlessly achieved. Those who win in life walk with the posture of completion. They speak the language of certainty. They move with purpose. They do not look to the clock, the economy, or the approval of others. They look inward and ask, what am I willing to believe with such intensity that the world must bow to it? You see, the secret lies in acting as if your goal is already yours. When the mind accepts a thing as true, it sets to work arranging the world around it. The subconscious does not question. It obeys. Feed it with fear and hesitation, and it will give you delay and disappointment. Feed it with faith and action, and it will open doors no man can shut. The average person says, someday I will. The successful say, it is already mine. I claim it now. One lives in hope, the other in certainty. What are you waiting for? A sign, a strategy, a guarantee? I tell you this, the only guarantee you will ever receive is this. The one who moves with unwavering belief shall have what they seek. The world has never denied a man or woman who demanded success with absolute. Their mission, stand firm in your purpose. See it, speak it, walk in it, and never again wait for permission to become who you were born to be, because the successful do not wait. They know, and they act as if it's done. Thank you. Desire must precede achievement. This is the law of all creation, both seen and unseen. Before a house is built, there must be the deep inner want for shelter. Before an empire rises, there must burn the unquenchable flame of conquest. Success is never born from casual interests. It is the child of fierce desire. Most people want things in a vague, lazy way. They speak of their goals as if they are optional. I hope to, they say. Maybe one day, they whisper. And so, life responds in the same language. Vaguely, without urgency, without promise. The truly successful do not hope. They intend. They do not wait. They prepare. They do not wish. They will. Desire must be so strong that it consumes thought, directs action, and overrides doubt. It must be a hunger that cannot be ignored. When you truly desire something, you no longer ask whether it will happen. You begin to make room for it. Your habits shift, your circle adjusts, your mind accepts no other outcome. That kind of desire acts as a command to the universe. It tells your subconscious, we are going there, no matter what, no matter how long. And suddenly you begin to notice things you never saw before. Resources, people, opportunities, all aligned with the object of your desire. But desire alone is not idle longing. It is not daydreaming. It is not hoping without moving. True desire carries with it the assumption of fulfillment. It demands action. It fuels consistency. It builds resilience. Without desire, there is no direction. Without direction, there is no momentum. And without momentum, there can be no achievement. Those who rise to greatness do so not because they are lucky, but because they burn for their vision. And when the desire is real enough, bold enough, and fierce enough, achievement becomes not a question of if, but only when. Waiting is a silent killer of ambition. It does not shout. It does not fight. It does not destroy in one swift blow. It lulls you gently into comfort, whispers to you that there's time, convinces you that tomorrow will be better, more convenient, more certain. But while you wait, opportunities vanish. Momentum dies, and the fire within begins to dim. The tragedy of life is not in aiming high and missing, but in waiting so long to begin that you never aim at all. Most people wait for perfect conditions, forgetting that perfection never comes. They wait for clarity, forgetting that clarity often comes after motion begins. Success does not belong to those who hesitate. It belongs to those who seize the moment, even when the future is unclear. There is no progress in stillness, no growth in delay. Time is not neutral. It either compounds your effort or magnifies your inaction. And those who wait, thinking they are being wise or careful, often find themselves watching others pass them by. Those who dared to move while they stood still. The world rewards the bold, not the hesitant. It opens doors to those who knock with persistence, not to those who stare and wonder what's behind them. Waiting feels safe, but it is the most dangerous trap of all. It steals your most precious resource, time, and gives nothing in return. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and before long, the goal you once held in your heart has faded into regret. The successful understand that time moves with or without them. So, they move, they act, they step forward even if their knees shake, because they know that life does not honor intentions, it honors movement. Those who wait are forgotten. Those who act are remembered. The successful live in the end result. They do not merely hope or wish, they embody their vision. Their thoughts, actions, and speech all align with the reality they have chosen, not the one the world tries to hand them. Then the goal is not far off, it is already theirs. They walk with the confidence of someone who has arrived even if they are still miles away. This is not arrogance, it is certainty. It is a deep-rooted belief that what they seek is already in motion, already forming, already becoming real. They do not wait to feel successful to act successful. They act successful to become successful. There is a powerful shift that occurs when you begin to live from the result instead of chasing it. You stop doubting and start directing. You stop asking if it's possible and begin planning as if it's inevitable. Your posture changes. Your habits follow. Your energy shifts from desperation to determination. Most people live in reaction, waiting to feel secure before taking bold steps. But the successful, they assume the outcome, and in doing so, they attract it. They don't talk about what might happen. They speak as if it's already done. And life responds in kind. Living in the end result requires mental discipline. It demands that you silence doubt and dismiss fear. It's a decision to think, move, and live in alignment with your goal, not your current conditions. And that decision creates momentum that nothing external can stop. The world may not see it yet, but they do. They don't need applause, permission, or proof. They carry the result in their minds so vividly, so constantly, that it eventually becomes undeniable. Because when you act as if it's already done, everything in you and around you begins to make it so. Definiteness of purpose is the starting point of all success. It is the invisible force that drives men and women to break limits, to endure hardship, and to rise above the ordinary. Without a clear purpose, energy is scattered, efforts are diluted, and life becomes a wandering road with no destination. Those people live without aim, drifting from job to job, idea to idea, desire to desire. But the successful live with sharp intent. They know what they want, and they pursue it with unwavering focus. Their days are not spent wondering what to do next. They are spent executing what must be done. A definite purpose acts like a magnet, pulling in the resources, people, and opportunities needed to bring it to life. It gives direction to your thoughts, precision to your words, and discipline to your actions. When you have clarity about your purpose, decisions become easier. Distractions lose their power. You stop entertaining options that do not serve your mission. You stop compromising with mediocrity. You begin to carry yourself differently, not with arrogance, but with certainty. The world does not follow the one who is talented but unsure. It follows the one who knows exactly where they are going and why. Purpose creates conviction, and conviction creates influence. It is not enough to be interested in success. You must be committed to a specific outcome. That commitment becomes your compass, guiding you through obstacles, setbacks, and delays. Those with definiteness of purpose do not dabble. They devote. They are not easily discouraged because they are anchored in something bigger than circumstance. They do not chase approval because they are driven by vision. And because of that, they move faster, think clearer, and rise higher than those who live without aim. In every era, it is the focused who lead and the uncertain who follow. Faith activates manifestation. It is the invisible spark that transforms thought into reality. Without faith, desire remains dormant, and action loses its power. Faith is not blind hope. It is inner certainty. It is the unwavering belief that what you seek is already yours, even before it appears in the physical world. The truly successful do not wait to see before they believe. They believe so deeply that they do see. They know that reality bends to the will of those who believe in their vision without hesitation or doubt. Every great achievement began as an idea, but it was faith that brought it to life. Faith speaks in the language of the future. It declares success when others see failure. It moves when others freeze. It holds the image of the finished goal so clearly that obstacles shrink in comparison. With faith, fear becomes background noise. With faith, failure becomes feedback. Faith gives you the courage to act boldly and consistently, knowing that results will eventually follow the strength of your belief. Doubt, on the other hand, is a thief. It questions every step, drains energy, and slows momentum. The mind cannot move powerfully in two directions at once. If you feed both faith and doubt, only one will survive, and your results will reveal which one you truly believe. The subconscious mind responds to the dominant emotion you carry. If that emotion is fear, you will sabotage your efforts. But if that emotion is faith, even unseen forces begin to cooperate in your favor. The successful do not require immediate evidence. They carry an inner vision that becomes more real than their surroundings. Faith makes you resilient. Faith makes you magnetic. Faith turns words into action, action into habits, and habits into success. Where faith is alive, manifestation becomes inevitable. Imagination is the blueprint of destiny. Every building, invention, masterpiece, and movement began first in the unseen world of imagination. Before success ever becomes tangible, it must exist vividly in the mind. The successful understand this principle deeply. They know that the world outside can only reflect what has been created inside. They do not wait for reality to shape their thoughts. They use their thoughts to shape reality. They give themselves permission to see the impossible, to design a future that defies current circumstances, and to live within that vision before it ever comes to life. Imagination is not idle fantasy. It is the workshop of the mind, where ideas are molded into purpose and desire is shaped into plan. The images you hold consistently, the future you picture in detail, become instructions to the subconscious. It does not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. It simply obeys the picture it is given most often. This is why the successful use their imagination not to escape, but to create. They rehearse victory in their mind until it feels familiar. They visualize success until it becomes expected, and then they move toward it with precision and confidence. Most people use imagination to worry. They create visions of failure, rejection, and disaster, and their lives follow suit. But those who rise in life reverse that pattern. They imagine growth, triumph, and impact. They see themselves already having, doing, and being the person they aim to become. That mental rehearsal becomes their foundation. It guides their choices, sharpens their focus, and strengthens their persistence. When imagination is directed by purpose and fueled by belief, it becomes the most powerful tool for transformation. The future belongs not to those who accept what is, but to those who dare to picture what could be, clearly, boldly, and without apology. Perennial, persistent is the bridge between thought and result. Without action, even the most brilliant ideas fade into nothingness. Thought is the seed, but action is the water that gives it life. Many people confuse planning with progress, but only movement creates momentum. The successful understand that clarity often comes after the first step, not before it. They do not wait for the perfect plan. They begin, adjust, and refine as they go. They know that success rewards the doer, not the dreamer who hesitates. Every goal requires motion. You can visualize, affirm, and desire all you want, but unless you act, nothing changes. The universe responds not to wishful thinking, but to decisive movement. It is in the doing that power is built. Each action, no matter how small, sends a signal to the subconscious. I am serious about this. And the subconscious responds by opening your eyes to opportunities, sharpening your instincts, and aligning your habits with your aim. Action is how thought becomes real. Most people freeze in the face of uncertainty. They overthink, overanalyze, and wait for signs. But movement itself creates signs. Momentum builds confidence, and confidence fuels more action. Even failure becomes a tool in the hands of the one who keeps moving, because each misstep reveals the next correction. The successful are not fearless. They are simply more committed to progress than they are to perfection. Ideas are everywhere. People speak of dreams constantly, but only those who act consistently, without waiting for approval or guarantees, see those dreams materialize. They make calls, write plans, test ideas, meet people, and build things. They don't just talk about what they want, they walk toward it, because they know that results do not come from thinking about bridges, but from crossing them. Action is the difference, always has been, always will be. Failure only visits the idle. It is not the act of trying and falling short that leads to defeat. It is the decision to remain still that guarantees it. The successful understand that failure is never final unless you refuse to move forward. They know that each misstep is a message, each setback a signal, each obstacle a lesson wrapped in temporary discomfort. While most people see failure as a stop sign, the successful see it as a redirection. They press on, not because they enjoy falling, but because they know standing still is a much greater risk. Those who act, even imperfectly, gather wisdom that no book or mentor can provide. They build resilience. They sharpen judgment. They learn what works and what doesn't through experience, not speculation. But those who remain idle avoid failure by avoiding action, and in doing so, they also avoid growth. They trade progress for comfort, potential for security, and wonder why life remains unchanged. Time passes and still they wait, hoping for certainty before they move. But certainty only comes to those who create it. The path to success is paved with adjustments, not avoidance. The one who fails forward keeps gaining insight, keeps building momentum, keeps moving closer to mastery. Every failure faced with action becomes a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. It strengthens belief, it builds character, it purifies purpose. The successful do not fear failure. They expect it, prepare for it, and use it as fuel. There is only one kind of failure that deserves regret. The mind born from inaction. To try and fall is noble. To never try is to quietly accept a smaller life. The idle wait for perfect timing. The successful build progress from imperfect effort because they know the truth. Failure only finds those who stand still. The world bends for the one who moves with conviction. Conviction is not loud, but it is unshakable. It is the silent strength behind every great achievement, the inner certainty that refuses to be moved by doubt, delay, or discouragement. When a person walks with conviction, doors open, not because of chance, but because their belief demands it. The successful are not always the most talented or connected. More often they are the ones who believe so deeply in their mission that nothing deters them. They do not ask if it's possible, they act as if it already is. Conviction speaks before you say a word. It is felt in your presence, your choices, their consistency. It carries a power that inspires trust, attracts support, and builds momentum. People may not understand your vision, but they will respond to your certainty. Conviction creates gravity. It pulls things toward it. The unsure wait for proof. The successful move with the kind of confidence that creates proof, and the world follows confidence more than logic. When your actions are aligned with inner conviction, hesitation disappears. You no longer need to convince others because you've already convinced yourself. You stop explaining, defending, and proving. You simply do. That energy is contagious. It gives birth to movements, businesses, art, and legacies. The world makes way for those who walk as if they cannot fail. Conviction does not mean you never feel fear. It means fear never makes your decisions. It means your vision is so clear, your purpose so rooted that no setback can shake your direction. Most wander because they lack this anchor, but the successful return again and again to their core belief that what they are building matters and that it will be done. And with that certainty, the world eventually agrees. The universe responds to inner certainty. What you expect with unwavering belief is what you ultimately attract. Most people move through life uncertain, doubting and questioning their path. They speak of what they want, but deep inside, they wonder if they truly deserve it, if they are capable, or if it's even possible. The universe, however, does not respond to weak, conflicting energy. It responds to the energy of certainty, to the vibration of a person who knows what they want and believes without question that it is already theirs. When you project confidence, the world mirrors that confidence back at you. Thoughts are like magnets, and what you focus on draws closer. If you fear failure, you create a reality that matches that fear. If you envision success and expect it with absolute certainty, opportunities begin to emerge where there once were none. The successful do not worry about how it will all happen. They know it will. They align their actions, thoughts, and habits with the outcome they desire, and through that alignment, the universe bends to their will. The more certain you are about your goals, the more the world aligns with them. This certainty creates a magnetic pull. Resources, opportunities, and people come into your life, not because of chance, but because your belief has created a pathway for them to follow. The universe responds not to what you wish for, but to what you are fully prepared to receive. It is not enough to say you want success. You must expect it. You must act, speak, and think as if it is already yours, and the universe will move in ways that make it so. Inner certainty is the key that unlocks everything. It is the force that moves mountains and opens doors, often in the most unexpected ways. In the end, success is not reserved for the lucky or the gifted. It belongs to those who move with purpose, act with conviction, and believe with unwavering certainty. It is those who choose to embody their goals, who see failure as a lesson, and who move through life with an unshakable belief that their dreams are already on their way. The universe responds to this kind of energy. It aligns with the certainty of those who refuse to wait for the perfect moment, because they know the moment is already here. So stop waiting for conditions to be perfect. Act as if it's already done. Move with the confidence that success is yours to claim. And as you do, you will find that the world begins to make way for you.